We live in a remote corner of eastern Oregon with a small herd of yaks. I share a lot about our yaks on this channel, but I also want to offer more insights into our off-grid life here. In this video, I talk about how we currently heat our Strawbale house and how that relates to larger questions of sustainability. Stay till the end to find out some ideas we're considering to improve our heating system in the future. The sun powers electricity for us, but we'd need a lot more panels and batteries to sustain an electrical heating system. So electrical heat is out. We designed our house to take advantage of passive solar heat. With many south-facing windows, the sun heats our home on bright days, even when temperatures dip below freezing. We also use natural materials to keep the heat in. Thick straw bale walls, covered in earthen plaster, provide excellent insulation. And earthen floors in south-facing rooms act as thermal mass to store and slowly release heat into living spaces. I'll share more about how we built our house with straw bales and earthen plasters in future videos. In a milder climate, those might be enough to keep us warm. But we live in the mountains, where winter lows are often in the 20s or teens, and can dip below 0 degrees Fahrenheit on some nights. Through the winter months, we need to supplement passive solar heating, especially on gray or snowy days. So we rely on an age-old method, wood heat. Our stove boasts a clean burn technology with low particle emission. With a fan on the ceiling to push warm air to other rooms, it does an excellent job of heating our home. But of course, wood heat requires lots of wood. Luckily, our land provides. Yet it does require a lot of work to turn trees into firewood. Storms knock down ponderosa pines every year, which makes the work a bit easier. But that isn't usually enough to get us through a winter. So we look for dead trees that are still standing. There are many reasons why some of our trees die while others remain healthy. It could be infestations of bugs or fungal blights complicated by periods of drought. Or it could be a slow weakening from human damage decades ago, like barbed wire or nails driven into trees. Dead trees can be hosts for pine beetles or blights that weaken live trees. Dead trees can also increase the intensity and spread of wildfires. Our region is prone to fire, and we've had a few close calls since we've lived here. So whether we need firewood or not, thinning out trees is good for the health of our ponderosa pine forests, our own safety, and the safety of our neighbors. A sturdy chainsaw makes the work go quickly. It does use gas, and we recognize that's one of the many compromises we make in our off-grid life. We do as much as we can with solar power, but occasional use of gas to run power-hungry tools like chainsaws helps us live comfortably here and take care of our forests. It's good that one of us grew up learning how to fell trees safely and actually enjoys it. Of course, protective gear is essential. There are so many things that could go wrong at every step. And I must admit, I imagine every single one of them. I'm happy to be on camera duty, far from falling trees. The rot that killed this tree is clearly visible now. Of course, once the trees are on the ground, there's still a lot of chainsaw work to make the wood usable. We borrow a log splitter from neighbors. Since we only use it a few days out of the year, we didn't want to invest in one ourselves. Our neighbors are happy to share, and we're happy to help them out in other ways. In terms of carbon emissions that contribute to air pollution and climate change, wood heat is somewhat controversial. It seems most appropriate for rural homes like ours surrounded by forests that require regular thinning in order to stay healthy. Planting huge woodlots specifically to produce firewood or wood pellets on a mass scale for densely packed urban or suburban households seems a lot more problematic. I wouldn't want to rely on wood alone to heat our house. That's why we built our home to take advantage of passive solar heat, which is fairly abundant on the drier, sunnier eastern side of Oregon. An excellent insulation and thermal mass in our home make the best use possible out of the wood we do burn. We also age our wood and keep it dry to make sure it burns as efficiently and cleanly as possible. For the future, we're exploring a few ideas to make our heating systems even more efficient. We have earthen floors in some rooms. Before we put them in, we installed a hydronic system to run hot water underneath them. But we haven't yet hooked that up. We need to decide how we'll heat water to run through the tubes: propane, wood, or solar electric. This winter we're also looking at thermal curtains to help our house hold heat better at night. That'll probably go a long way to reducing our need for wood heat. Living off-grid, everything is a compromise. We don't aim for perfection or purity. We do what we can as a household, while always keeping the larger picture in mind. As the snow falls this winter, it's reassuring to have stacks of firewood, ready to feed our stove and keep us cozy so we can continue to carry on with our many other off-grid and farm projects. I'll be sharing more about those in future videos.